I wrote about the Flaming Lips album Zerika, and I'll read this little bit and then I'll give you some context after that. Many things make this book about Flaming Lips' 1997 album Zerika different from the others in the 33 1/3 series. For starters, I've only really listened to it the way it's supposed to be listened to a handful of times. Zerika isn't a record I'd have on repeat at any point. While I've thought about it often in the years since it was released, I haven't played it over and over again, or had it take over my life. I've never listened to it in a car. It's never soothed me on a plane ride. I've never put a track from the record on a mixtape, spun the record to lift my spirits after something depressing happened, or thrown it on randomly while having a few drinks with friends. Zerika doesn't lend itself to casual consumption. Like dinner and a movie for a young married couple with a new baby, listening to this album is something that has to be planned. Zerika is perhaps the most inconvenient album ever to receive widespread release. As records go, it's a pain in the neck. Zerika is an unusual album that comes on 4 CDs. Unlike a retrospective box set, each of the 4 discs contains different portions of the same 8 songs, and they are to be played simultaneously. That means you need 4 stereos to hear it, which in turn implies that you'll need at least 4 hands, a foot will do at a pinch, to press play on 4 separate CD players. Since few people outside of those writing reviews for Stereophile have 4 full stereos lying around, Zerika requires the like-minded to pool their resources. It's designed for friends to get together and listen to the album collectively. Boom boxes are acceptable, which is mostly what we have here today, but to really hear Stephen Drozd's drums and feel the immersive nature of the album's extreme frequencies and rich arrangements, at least one proper stereo with some decent bass response is preferred. I think we have that too. All in all, Zerika takes some work. When I told people I was going to be writing a book about Zerika, a typical wise guy response was, "Are you going to write 4 books meant to be read at the same time?" I'd laugh, but in the back of my mind I thought, well, sort of. Because while this book is not a William Burroughs-style cut-up or a fold-in with different sections overlapping in random ways, it is indeed a book with 4 discrete parts, each divided into 8 sections. All along I had an instinctive desire to approach Zerika from different angles, to think about what it is and how it works from as many perspectives as possible. It's that kind of record, one that doesn't lend itself to a straightforward chronological narrative. I'm going to talk around it and beside it and on top of it and occasionally in the middle of it, and my hope is that it'll all make some kind of sense in the end. It's different every time you hear it. Like we're gonna listen to this track. It's not going to be perfectly synced. There's going to be drums coming out of one thing and something else coming out of another that maybe are supposed to line up but don't quite line up. But there's something I really like about the instability of that. To me, it's really exciting that it's not perfect, and you sort of have to be in love with the idea of failure to and try to push through failure to really appreciate what this record's about, because it's never going to be perfect. And so the song that I'm going to play from it to give you an idea of what it is, it's the 8th track on the record. It's called "The Big Old Bug Is the New Baby Now," and Wayne Coyne speaks through part of this song, and he tells the story. He's got a number of dogs in his house in Oklahoma City, and he has all these stuffed animals around that the dogs like to chew up and spit to pieces. And one time, at some point, there's a praying mantis that falls on the floor that the dogs, they won't touch it, and so he starts calling the praying mantis their baby, and like they're kind of protective of this particular stuffed animal. So, and then at some point they tear it to pieces, and then there's this other bug that becomes this thing, and that's the new baby now. So that's kind of the story, which is a typical like weird Flaming Lips type story. But he'll tell the story, and we'll hear the music, and you'll kind of get an idea of how this thing works. And I'm going to ask a couple people from the audience to help me hit play on these CD players. So it also, we have up at the cash register there, someone's got a CD player. So I'll go ahead and run this one, but if somebody over here could hit play on this box here, I think that I have them all queued up. This is a very strange CD player here, but yeah, if you just hit play this way, then it'll start up. And then I'll count to. Can you do that one? Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'll count to. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, go. And when I hit go, we're gonna hit play. And they're all paused to the right moment on the track. And ideally, we'll hear all four at the same time say track number 8, which means they're all playing. And if that sounds pretty synchronized, then it's going to go around to each CD player and say C 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll know they're all playing. And then we can just let it play. And if that doesn't work, we'll back up and try it again. But it's kind of part of the thing with when you have Zaireeka parties with friends is that it doesn't always work perfectly, but you sort of just kind of muddle through it, and then the idea of trying to do it together is a big part of the fun. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. All right, so I have my finger on the play button here, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go, and then on go, we're all going to hit play. Ready? And I guess at the cash register, just like as loud as you're comfortable with. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Track number 8. Track number 8. Track number 8.
Okay. So I was way ahead there. Part 2. So let's hit pause again. Go back to 8, which is going to be a lot harder on this CD player, but that's okay. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Cool. All right. Everyone back to 8, and it's blinking.
Track number 1. Track number 1.
Somebody else want to do that?
What do you say there, Steven? Take a look at it. Is it on 8 and blinking?
No, it's on 0.
Well, actually, it may not display all that, so let's see what it says.
I keep sending it back, but then it just won't let me.
Yeah, that's fine.
8.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right,
No.
let's give it one more shot here. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Track number 8.
Might be pretty close.
Track number 8.
Is it? Which one's going a lot slower? Is it back there?
Yeah, it's this one.
Okay. Maybe so in that case, for you, like maybe go like just a little bit before I say go. So like I'll say 1, 2, 3, and then you can hit play, and then like maybe after I say 3. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you have this one?
Yeah, I'm on this.
Okay, cool. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Track number 8.
All right, I think.
Number 8.
Actually, that's cool.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's cool. Yeah, this one's definitely going to be a little quieter.
We have 3 dogs.
that love to chew stuff up.
So we're always getting them toys and stuffed animals and stuff so they can destroy them.
So like at some
Usually
point,
wherever we
one
get
CD will be
straight
quiet
pieces,
for a minute or so, and then something will come out of here, and of
And
course
one
there's
day,
2 channels,
I
so
noticed that the stuffed
there's
animal
different
we
sound
got
coming from up
and
there.
had for about a week, and it had remained relatively unharmed. A little bit dirty, but it really didn't have any damage. So I was kind of watching them for the next couple of days, and I noticed that for some weird reason, this little stuffed animal, it seemed like they all liked it for some weird reason. It was special to them. And not only did they not chew it up, but they sort of made it seem like it was their baby.
Like it was some sort of, they treated it as though it was their own baby.
So I thought, this is weird, how strange this is. Of all the toys and things that we get for it, for some weird reason, this one.
It wasn't really any different than the rest. This one is picked to be special.
One of the interesting things about it to me is that, like,
So there you go.
you don't often listen to.
So some time passed, and one day I noticed that this box
So
of
there's sometimes like
big
little
plastic
awkwardness where
insects
you're
that
not
I'd
really
been
sure
keeping
what
on
to
the shelf
look
in
at.
the bathroom
And
had somehow fallen down.
I think that's part of the fun too,
And
you know.
unfortunately,
It looked as though
you're in a room with all
dogs
your
had already
friends, you're in
chewed
the
up
living room,
most
you're all in the middle,
of the
you're
stuff
like,
at the big
you're
giant spines.
down there, and you're like,
cockroaches
what are we
and stuff
supposed
that
to
were
do
in it.
now? But
And as I walked around the house, picking up shredded pieces
Of these plastic insects,
I came across the baby. You know, they're
stuffed animal baby.
and there it was, just torn to shreds. Like everything else, all the other stuff. Finally, this one was torn to shreds. So later on, I come across one of the giant grasshoppers that for some reason,
Hadn't been chewed up at all.
not even as much